It's not them. It's something on that level. So,
Okay.
man, he's doing his thing. But I tell you what, you know, he's doing the correct thing for a rich, lazy person to do.
Yeah.
He took on the role as an investor.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Big.
You
Big.
don't
Yeah.
have to you don't have to sit around and run the day to day. I put my money up, and then from there, you know, I let it talk, and it earns
Yeah.
me my money back. You know, so
Right.
that's it's. I'm glad he, whoever inspired him, or whoever got in his ear and started kind of playing mentor to him. Man, they did a great job with him,
Great
man. 'Cause
job
this
with it.
guy's
Yeah.
running with the ball,
And then
man.
really that's all it takes is coming to that turnaround point of realizing, hey, I can make moves just like you said with Ross, what he was talking about, moving along with your brand and stuff that ties along to you. Once you do stuff like that, all you're doing is you're just being you, and it's not work
Yeah.
to be you. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Once you have that realization that I can make money just being me or doing things I'm interested in or I believe in, it makes it easier. You know, it's just that simple, really. You just
Yeah.
keep pushing
Without a
it.
doubt. Without a doubt, man. Hey, look, man. It's so many people in the world, and we have so much access to people, man. It is no reason
Hmm.
not to be able to make some money off whatever you do. Like, you know, for those who may listen to the podcast and don't know, like Denzel does jazz music, and I always tell
Hmm.
him about his jazz music. Hey, look, man. It may not be as popular as some of these other genres, but there's a market for it that you can be able
Right.
to just earn whatever you want to off of that, man. And it's as simple as that, man. I mean, I always joke around with them and make the comparison. Or what I call it, Brussels sprouts. And I was like,
Right.
man, you
Right.
know,
Right.
you not selling steaks and chicken, you selling Brussels sprouts, but it don't mean that people don't buy Brussels sprouts,
Buy
man.
Brussels
And
sprouts. Right. There's a
yeah,
market for it. It's on the shelf in the grocery store for a reason because people are picking
yeah,
it up. People are
people picking it
buying it.
up. So and
You
it's the
know.
same thing for whatever anybody that our voices reach that hears this. There's a market for you to make your money doing whatever you want to do, you know,
Yeah.
or pushing whatever your brand is or whatever your interests are. There are gonna be millions of people just like you that's interested in it, man.
Yeah.
That's why you
All you
get
have
all
to
these
do,
little weird cartoons and stuff. I look at anime, I think that's the weirdest thing in the world, but look how huge it
but
is.
you
Like,
got a huge community that you know what I'm saying that goes behind it. You know, they can't
yeah,
live without it. They really support it. You know, it's a huge world with that. It might not be the world I'm in, and it might seem small from the outside of where I'm at. But if you go
right.
into that world, you see how many people are down for it, and they swear by it. They know everything, all the ins and outs about it.
Yeah,
You know, it's always a community for something that you're doing. Because if you're one person who's interested in something, I guarantee you there's 10,000 other people who are interested in the same thing.
right.
Just spread out. And what our technology allows us to do is make what's so spread out, the whole world, so much
Hmm.
smaller. You know, all
Right.
within our phone or within our laptop, we can bring the whole world into this one small place in our ecosystem.
All right.
Like,
We can
yeah,
find
when
each
you say,
other with a search engine. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You're one search engine away from your community. You know what I'm saying? Just get out there and look it up.
and
You know,
that's
Bing,
that's the
Google, whoever you
advantage.
with.
Yeah, that's the advantage that we didn't have 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. But like when you told me that, like it clicked for me when you was like, hey man, stop trying to sell Brussels sprouts to people who want, you know what I'm saying, burgers.
Yeah.
Sell Brussels sprouts to those who want Brussels sprouts. Like it clicked and it made sense. So it's like, you know, not being only into jazz music, but wanting to do jazz music, you know, being a rap artist too and a producer too and all those things. It's like, all right, well, I can find a community of people who really enjoy this style of music. I don't have to have 5 million people subscribe to it. I just need a small number, a smaller number, just a community of it, of people who clamor for it. And I have
Yeah.
started to build that up and find those people slowly but surely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You
I'll
find
get a
them in your
message here and
niche.
there. Yeah, I'll get a message randomly here and there. Hey man, this sound like I love this sound and this got me through this and whatever. And it hits you like, wow, this is why I do it. And you never know who's gravitating to it slowly. You know, you
Yeah.
start finding that community. You know, and like you said, you're just one search engine away from finding that community.
Yeah, it happens, man. And like you say, you sent me a message the other day where somebody was talking about how how your music gets them through stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really to that point, man. And like it's literally I think I sent you like a lo-fi channel one time on YouTube,
Hmm.
and she
Yeah.
just streamed. Well, they just streamed their music the entire time. The one with the little girl. Anybody that listens to lo-fi knows the
They
little
know it. They
girl
know
channel
it.
on YouTube. So that channel, it really opened my eyes to wow, man, it's just like a giant market of people out here who just want to hear chill music. They just want to
Hmm.
relax. All of that turn up and stuff, man, they ain't not into it. Like
Right.
they just want something easy going and they can relax to. And I even mentioned to you, I think it was last week, I was saying I learned about this thing called ASMR or RM or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
whatever the
Something like that.
acronym is. It's just people who like listening to random, like people will whisper and it helps them go
Hmm.
to sleep listening to people whisper and talk. Or they might have soft sounds of the background of a city. Or some people
Hmm.
have like a barber shop playing softly in the background and just sounds in a barber shop. And that's their whole channel. Their whole YouTube
Yeah.
channel is just playing soft sounds so people can go to sleep. Giant market for it,
Right. Right.
giant market that's out there for people. Like I do an improv show for Spoon Radio, this app. And on Spoon Radio, they are starting to expand on that lane because it's a lot of live streams. People do live streams on it, podcasts and random talks, and they want to get into that because people are tuning into the streams that do the little ASMR or whatever it is, and people just want to relax, man. People stress
Yeah.
nowadays, man.
Right.
Like
But the
people
crazy
want to
thing is, like
chill,
you would be tricked into believing that people only want one thing or a couple of
right?
things, like
Because that's what's getting all the attention in
all the
mainstream.
attention. Right. Right. And just the realization of it to say, hey, nah, there is this that exists. And then when you see the smaller following of it, you realize, you see, even though I say the word small, it's still not small in the grand
Right,
scheme of it because it's still several thousands to millions or whatever. But it's
right.
just the fact that
It's a
we're led to
secondary
believe, yeah, it's a
market.
secondary market, but we're led to believe that that's such a small number because it's not doing,
Right,
60 billion views like a Bruno Mars
right.
song or whatever, or a Drake song. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like it ain't still millions of people following. And I'm gonna let you get back to your point, but to make your point, me and you are big in the crypto market, but
Hmm.
only 1 to 3% of the world population is in it. Us
Yeah,
inside of it, we think everybody's in the crypto.
everybody's
Us
into
who
it.
are
Right.
investing in crypto, but the reality is it's not that many people involved
It's
in it.
still such a small
It's a
number.
secondary market. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
seems
in the grand
huge
scheme
from
of
the
it.
inside.
Right.
And it is huge from the inside, to your
But
point of what you were making.
and that just makes you realize how vast the world is, and how
Hmm.
many things that you can get into that you can still find someone who will be willing to subscribe to it. And in the grand scheme of it, and like you say, in the primary market, it might be small, but that secondary market, especially to that individual or those collective of individuals who are doing a particular thing, that's a huge number. Like if I can get
Hmm.
100,000 people to want to buy my records or stream my records, that's a big number to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because just how would it'll affect what it is that I'm doing, even as an independent. You know, you think about somebody who builds a business in a small, like not only in a small city, but in a city, you're not going to capture everybody in that city. So it could be a city of say 500,000 or to a million in population. You're not counting on all 500,000 or a million people to come in and out your store every day. You just need
Right.
a small number of it. You just need 5,000 of that 500,000 population to come through your store weekly. You know,
Right.
and it's the same concept when you get into something that's a niche market. You know,
Right.
somebody has a clothing store, somebody has a restaurant. I don't need the whole city, the whole community to stop in
I don't have to
every
compete
single
with
day.
McDonald's.
No, if I
You know
can
what I'm
get
saying?
right. Just give me 500 people who live in this small community or who's willing to travel 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away
Mm-hmm.
because they like what I have, or they might look me up because they are from out of town and they like what I got, and I'm getting 500, you know what I'm saying, patrons a day. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have to work at the same pace they work, and
Exactly.
I'm gonna be better off as an individual. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
might not make what they make, but as an
Yeah.
individual,
You remember
I'm
when
paid.
McDonald's
Like,
when McDonald's would have the sign "billion customers served" or whatever it was,
mm-hmm.
you know? And that's like make you believe that, oh man, McDonald's got 1 billion customers. I don't have 1 billion customers, or I can't reach 1 billion people, or
Right.
get 1 billion people to come patronize my business.
Right.
You don't
It
need
make you
it.
feel like that's the market success, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not the market
Yeah.
success. You know, you can have 500 to be very successful.
Right. You have to be able to set your own standards for yourself, man, and what's success to you, and what is enough to be all right.
Yeah, just
You
keep
know.
those 500 coming back, and that's enough to sustain and build wealth on.
Mm-hmm. Definitely true, man. Definitely true.